Hi guys, and welcome to a new video on my channel. As promised, I will be sharing a part of my bullet journaling journey with you today. To be honest, I'm not someone who picks up my journal every single month. In fact, I'm doing this after quite a while now. I've always had a sort of love-hate relationship with bullet journaling ever since I discovered it almost 4 years ago. This month, I thought of a theme which was close to being abstract slash random shapes and blobs in a warm color scheme. My inspiration came from a video by Riley Autumn, which will be linked in the description box down below. If you want, you can check that out. However, I wasn't 100% sold on the idea, so I made a vision board digitally and posted it on Instagram to get the viewpoint of my friends and acquaintances. And luckily, a lot of you thought that it looked pretty. So I thought, let's do it. Why not? I will be leaving a couple of pages because I do these memory pages where I stick pictures from that particular month in a very Polaroid-esque manner. Let me show you one. Yeah, something like that. And once that is done, let's start with the titular month page. Say hello to voiceover RCB. Basically, at this point, I had opened my digital vision board on my laptop, which I was referring to time and again through the entirety of this video. Although it was a pretty simple design and I could have done it directly in pen, but just to satisfy my perfectionist brain, I mapped it out in pencil first. And oops, sorry for my head popping in there. Did not realize that while filming. Not to make an excuse, but overhead or top angle videos are not the easiest to shoot, especially without professional equipment. I was shooting by myself, the camera was right on top of me, practically, and so things happen. I'm sorry. The next page was going to be a calendar spread, and I keep the same setup for my calendar always, so I was just referring to older months, counting the dots with the help of my cheat sheet and recreating basically the same thing. I also made a mistake of including 6 and not 5 weeks because stupid me was referring to a calendar that started on a Sunday. Well, the one I was drawing started on a Monday. I am a strong believer that the weekly calendars should always start on a Monday, not a Sunday. Here I am referring to my swatch sheet for my new markers. Yes, I am boasting about them because call me a kid, but these are bringing me a lot of joy currently. As you can see, I was going for a warm color palette, yellows and browns mostly. So I discovered bullet journaling during my 10th or 12th boards, not sure which one. Even though I'm not at all an artist, my perfectionist brain always wants an all or nothing scenario, right? I don't necessarily mind that, but sometimes it might help if I didn't think like that. Hence, initially what happened was that I would look for inspiration on YouTube and Pinterest for hours, and I practically copied a lot of spreads. But it was just for myself, and whenever someone would ask me, I would definitely credit them. Not that I showed it to practically anyone really. And when I say copy, I mean that I would take elements from those images and then sort of mix and match it or add things in my own way, which is what I do now as well. But over the years, I've definitely evolved, and now there is more of me in every spread, if that makes sense. There have been months where the entire thing was my design and I didn't even look for inspiration anywhere else. Anyway, I'm getting off topic here. What I was trying to say is that initially I compared myself to the artists online a lot. I wanted it to look so perfect that I would set up beautiful spreads at the beginning of the month, but I wouldn't end up using them by the end of it. Because A, my perfectionist self, B, I'm not a person who plans every step of my life anyway, and during boards especially, I just had one basic monotonous routine: get up and study. I knew what I was doing every single day because my theory had always been whatever comes later, I study that first. I wasn't using bullet journaling for its intended purpose, which is to plan and organize your everyday life. Hence, I gave up at that time. I tried a second time to pick it up later and failed again. And then finally, when I joined college and spotted this dotted journal in a shop, I was like, you know what? I have always been complaining that I didn't use the right kind of notebook, which is true because to be able to fill an A4 sized plain notebook was just too much to ask for from someone who literally just started. Thereby, I bought that journal. I committed myself to give this one last try, at least until I finish this diary, and here I am. If you look closely, here is where I made that mistake. And so, in that last section that is blank right now, I just added like random flowers or something. I then also quoted one of my own poems that I thought was fitting with the theme. How narcissistic of me. That was a mouthful. Let me put on some calming music as you enjoy watching my habit tracker. I feel like I will be judged badly for the way I'm coloring this in unevenly. And oh well, I'm sorry. In all honesty, I was setting this up on the 3rd of October, so I did already have a few days to fill in my habit tracker. I just made a small circle for each day and then later I also wrote the date on top of it. Oh, here I made a note of the color number for the marker that I would use to fill in my circular trackers because I most definitely would have mixed it up later. After that, I also decided 5 colors and associated each of them with a mood for the mood tracker and again noted down their shade numbers. I decided to keep the mood tracker pretty simple, nothing too fancy, something very easy to do every single day. Basically, on each day, I would draw a random shape in the color that will represent my mood for that day. Now, this one. Ooh, this one I've been wanting to make for a while now. Basically, during my last semester, I kept a track of my online classes by simply jotting down the date along with the subject name. And even if I wasn't paying much attention, I would just write maybe the topic, like at least something in rough, just so I knew what the hell was going on in class. This is a tip that I even shared in one of my previous videos, and some of you actually found it helpful. If you haven't watched it so far, I'll link it above in the clickable I button. So, at the beginning of the semester, I had a running list of classes I didn't attend or didn't pay attention in and had to download the recording for or borrow notes. And when I say a list, I mean just the dates and subject codes of the missed classes on the last page of whatever notebook was closest to me. While this system worked for a while, oftentimes I would either simply forget to jot the date down or I'll miss out on certain days. And as you might have guessed by now, by the end of the semester, it just wasn't an efficient way at all, and I would end up frantically searching for notes or basically anything available a couple of weeks before the exam. Hence, I wanted to make a daily tracker of my classes, and this is what I came up with. It took me a while to figure out a way where the day, the date, and the subject names would all fit in these two pages, especially because when I was setting this up, we still hadn't received a concrete schedule from our college, which meant that I would have to represent each of my subjects for every single day because I don't know which ones might be scheduled for that particular day. So I planned it digitally first just because it's easier to do it that way. I decided to lay out all my subjects as shown. Let me quickly go through them. First up, we have LSMP, that's large scale manufacturing processes, followed by diagnostic techniques and genetical engineering, medical and microbial biotechnology. Then we have bioanalytical skills, ENZ, that stands for enzymology, biotechnological skills in agricultural industry, and bioethics and biosafety. I also made a key where the dark brown is for classes that were either cancelled or not scheduled that day. The maroonish color is for classes I missed or didn't pay attention at all, so would need the recording or notes for. Oh, and I would also add a slash across the blob when I would catch up with the pending notes. Mustard is for class where I did make notes but missed on a few points, so I need to fill that up by probably asking my friends. And finally, yellow was for when it was basically all good, full marks for attention, topper mode on. We have finally reached our weekly spread. Again, I keep this layout the same as my previous spreads. I like having a vertical space to write down tasks, so I simply counted the dots again and marked the edges. Using that as my guideline for each day, I made a big rectangular blob. Followed by making a paint splotch. Is that even a word? Paint splash. That's it. A paint splash like thing in that empty corner slot. I always put like a big motif there and write the week number. However, it still didn't look the best to me, so I added lots of dots and miniature blobs, leaves all around. You can tone it down if you want, I just liked it better this way. Oof, finally! This voiceover almost killed me. We have the final flip through of the month of October. I really hope you liked this video, and if you did, then please don't forget to like, share, comment, subscribe, bell button, all of that fun stuff. Thank you so much for watching. Leave me a comment about your bullet journaling history and how your journey has been so far, and I will see you soon in my next one. Bye.